On this edition of the Sports Desk, it's Hoops Mania. Preps basketball is taking over the Staples Center at the Downtown Showdown. And Pioneer League play is in full action with the Spartans taking on the Tartars in a packed house. Who brought it down? The Boys Delray League race is open. Sarah comes to be Monty. Is Sarah good enough to knock off the sharp shooting Knights? There's a whole lot more action coming your way on this edition. So get fired up because the Sports Desk starts right now. Hello, and thanks so much for joining us on this edition of the Sports Desk. With the NFL in playoff mode, most of you sports fans are diving into the NBA. Is it the Clippers or the Lakers? Who are your favorite team? Who is better? Well, it's all based on opinion, right? Let's go ahead and get started. Here in Torrance, there might be change of the dynasty for some of the teams who have been the best in the last few years, but first let's take a look at the ball players from Torrance who got a chance to play on the Staples Center hardwood. This wasn't for league, but more for experience and fundraising. The boys and girls team from West and Torrance were challenging for the bragging rights of the second annual Downtown Showdown. David Gascon reports.
Staples Center houses three professional teams, the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Kings. But today, they got new guests, West High and Torrance High, as they come in for a non-league matchup between the two clubs in prep girls and boys basketball. The Lady Tars have had an up and down season thus far, and a lot of that can be attributed to the lack of experience and age on their team. The same thing can be said for West, except on the other hand, they've had plenty of experience and old enough, mature enough players that can shoulder the load. West High is moving right along in league play as they're 2-0. Overall, they're 14-4. But they square up against the Tars here at Staples Center in a non-league game that has more than just bragging rights at stake. It was an opportunity for each of these teams to showcase their talents on the Lakers and Clippers home court. While neither team was intimidated by the bright lights here at Staples Center, Coach Caparasso and his Lady Warriors were just too much to handle. Their size, strength, and experience was just too much for the Lady Tars to overcome, as they won in convincing fashion with a score of 46-33. But with that final horn sound of the game, both teams had a chance to reflect on what just happened here at Staples.
We were really excited, like Staples Center, it's really fun. And Torrance is one of the Torrance schools, like it's a rival, so of course it's that competitiveness. And since we know a lot of the players on the team already, it's really friendly. Well, I mean, it's just any other game against like crosstown rivals, but this is a really big arena and everything, and it's a really different playing here, but we still came.
So to close out this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, it was the boys' turn to get things going, as I got a chance to speak to Coach Nataki and Tachibana.
Real tough game. They got some real good size. Jimmy's playing out of his mind right now. Shane's playing well. Brandon's playing tough. So really, the inside game is going to be a big factor for us. We got to try to slow them down in the paint and see what we can do.
We're really excited for two reasons. One, because we're playing our crosstown rivals, West High, and they're not in our league. So this is when we get a chance to play them. But getting a chance to play at Staples, what a great experience for these guys.
While each team appeared to be equal in terms of size, West was just too much to overcome in this bout. They jumped out to an early double-digit lead, which included a 12-0 run to start the game. Neither team appeared to have jitters in this contest, but Coach Nataki's Warriors are moving right along. They've upped their record now to 13-5 overall and 2-0 in league play. In this game against Torrance, they were just straight out dominating, offensively and defensively, as they raced out to an early 27-9 lead and didn't look back as they won 48-26. It was almost a helpless feeling for the Tartars as their starting point guard and all-league player, Brett Akahiji, was relegated to bench duties with a broken foot. Picked by some of the local media to be dead last in Bay Area League, West was all about business today. But what does that mean for future events here at Staples Center? West, Torrance, South, North? How are these schools going to get involved?
Well, 6 years ago was the first time we had the Downtown Showdown, and we had South Torrance girls playing against Palos Verdes girls. It was a Wednesday night. We drew 650 people, and that's really how it started. And since then, we've had South play here, West, Torrance High School, Palos Verdes, Peninsula, Etowanda, Cajon even came out to play. The largest game attendance-wise was the Palos Verdes Peninsula game. It was a Saturday afternoon. We drew 3,300 people. To this date, we believe it's still the largest attended high school regular season game in history of the state of California.
You mentioned you've been doing it for quite some time, so expectations maybe the next year, maybe 5 years down the road, what are you looking for to help improve this and make this event even bigger and better?
Well, what I'd like to do right now is call out South Torrance and North Torrance. West and Torrance are already committed. Let's make this an all-Torrance day event here where we'll have the girls playing and also the boys playing. So we'll start in the morning and play all day and make it a City of Torrance event.
Now, wouldn't that be something? Some healthy competition here on the hardwood floor at Staples Center between all the local teams. I'm David Gascon for the Sports Desk. Now let's head back to the studios.
Thanks, Dave, for the report from the Staples Center. And West was best for both games. Lady Warriors Kylie Fujioka really cleared up her play, scoring most of her points in the second half. The final score, West 46, Torrance 33. For the boys, Brandon Yamada led the Warrior attack with 11 points. He got that all in the first half, by the way. And Torrance was hindered by injuries, and this non-league game was a good chance to try out different formations. Let's move along. For the first Pioneer League doubleheader of the show, it's Torrance versus South. The Lady Spartans' 2 losses to the Lady Tartars last season is still fresh on the mind of the senior heavy squad. And as for the boys, well, both teams had a somewhat successful preseason, well above 500. They split the games last season, and they both need a win in this tight Pioneer League race. Hey, it's David Gascon again reporting from Torrance High.
It was a huge week for the Tartars, and there was reason for excitement as they opened up Pioneer League play. 3 games in 4 days, and things kicked off with one of their arch rivals, the Spartans from South High. The Spartans came into this game with an 11-6 record, but they know that Pioneer League play is a completely different animal. So on this night, they made sure they got after it and got off to a quick start, and they did. They worked the ball well all around the perimeter and got easy buckets down low and inside. But while their work was impressive down low and inside, it was what they did on the perimeter and on the defensive end, which was equally as impressive. They hustled the entire night and got easy perimeter shots that really frustrated the Tartars all night long. A lot of that frustration caused by the Spartans was done on the defensive end, as they consistently forced turnovers the entire night, and their perimeter and interior defense was excellent, stifling the Tartars with any shots that they had going towards the bucket. On this night, while the game was close in the first half, the Tartars really had no answer in the second half, as they lost this game 46-32, and their expressions showed on and off the court.
No one wants to lose against another Torrance school. We always say, you have to beat the Torrance schools. You have to beat the Torrance schools, or at least put a good showing on. And today, South was the better team, and it's something new to them, and they just have to learn. You know, they're just going to learn from this.
I think just our confidence was not up, and the whole game, though, we were not playing as a team. We were all playing individually, so it's kind of hard to come together after being down after the first half.
I don't know. I feel like us seniors need to pick up the other players because they feel like they're scared to make a mistake. So it's all on us, because if we're down, then they're going to feel down too.
While the Lady Tartars were down, the building was still abuzz. And up next was the boys, as they did battle and were ready for the opening tip-off. I got a chance to talk to both coaches.
I think we have the size to match up with them, and I think our guards match up with their guards. So I think it'll be a good game.
Well, the key is always pressure on the ball and be ready and alert to help as soon as the ball moves. Everybody should be moving as the ball moves, jumping hard to the ball. So that's our main focus.
Coach Clem's Spartans were focused right from the opening tip-off, and that started with their anchor, Gibran Sawani. He was dominant on both ends of the court, and if he wasn't blocking shots or scoring easy jumpers, he was running the full length of the court and throwing down thunderous dunks like this one. The Tartars had a spirited effort in the first half, but things fell apart. Their starting point guard and all-league player, Brett Akahiji, broke his foot in his play and is done for the remainder of the season. Shane Smith scores here on a beautiful layup to get the Tartars close in the second half, but they didn't get any closer than 9 points, and that was in large part to Sawani. He created havoc the entire night. On the offensive end, on the defensive end, the guy was a force. As the Tartars fell to South 69-54 to open up Pioneer League play and start off with an 0-1 record. So while the Tartars were swept to open up Pioneer League play, they had a chance to rebound against Lawndale before they head to Staples Center against West High.
Thanks, David, for the report. And the South girls' first win of the Pioneer League against Torrance would get them ready for a matchup against North. And hey, maybe the new coaching is making a difference. The Torrance boys were really affected by losing point guard Brett Okahiji, and we wish you the best in your recovery. These two teams go up against North later in the week, and we'll have some action for you there. But stay here because we've got more after this short break.
From Maine to Maui, thousands of high school students across the country are getting in on the action by volunteering in their communities.
Action teams of high school students are joining Volunteers of America and Major League Baseball players to help train and inspire the next generation of volunteers.
It's easy to start an action team at your school, so you too can get in on the action.
Are you in? Get in on the action at actionteam.org.
I hope you find a home. I hope you find a home. Hey, maybe you'll be picked next. Maybe you'll be picked next. We've been caged together too long. We've been caged together too long. How come nobody ever picks me? Maybe they're looking for somebody different. Pick me. Well, the shelter's closing up for another day. We didn't get picked. I know. Tomorrow. Guaranteed.
The traditional facelift surgery requires an incision be made along the hairline near the temple and then goes around.
Now the traditional facelift surgery. Miss Thompson, now the traditional facelift surgery requires an incision be made along the hairline near...
Anyone can wear a white coat, but not everyone is board certified in plastic surgery. Be safe. Be sure your doctor is a member of the American Society of Plastic Surgeons.
Hi, I'm Jerry West, and you're watching the Sports Desk.
Welcome back. The recent coaching changes for girls teams at North and South definitely make for a more interesting landscape for the Pioneer League. It's been a successful preseason for the North and South boys teams, and you know what that means. It's a competitive league that's going to be happening this season. Ashley Morgado reports from South High.
The doublehead matchup between South and North boys and girls basketball brought a big crowd. Both teams had big wins just days before, so the competition got fierce in the fight for which school would reign supreme in the Pioneer League race. The girls tipped off the night. South came in after a win against Torrance, while North was feeling confident after their Centennial beatdown. First quarter started slow for both teams. However, the heart of the South Spartans defense started pumping. Kristen Ishii forced the turnover, which teammate Jean Dulay recovered. She broke down the court and converted to the easy layup. First quarter ended with a score of South 15, North 4. In the second quarter, South kept coming hard, putting pressure D on the Saxons. Check out South captain Kylie Maeda with a steal and quick break lay-in. North fired back, however, with some D of their own. 5'11" senior Clarissa McAdougal was all ball on that block. First half ends with the Spartans leading 24-14. Second half of this game is where it started to rain. South number 10, Alyssa Yim, went on a shooting spree, hitting this three from downtown. The Spartans outscored the Saxons 13-4 in the third quarter. Fourth quarter now, Ashley Ellis, who played well all night, showed her teammates how to put some points on the board. The bank off the glass scored 2 more for the Saxons, but unfortunately it was all too late. The Saxons allowed the Spartans to consistently dribble it all the way in, like here, Caitlin Santos doing a great job putting the final points to this game. The Lady Spartans beat the Saxons 48-30.
From the beginning to the end, play our hardest, box out, rebound, and just play with heart.
It's a big win, you know. North, it's a really good team, and so yeah, we really want to try and take it to them, keep it the pressure, and but you know they're 1-0 as well, just like us before the game. They had a really good win against Centennial, so we didn't want to take them lightly. So it was a good win for us.
We came off of a big win on Wednesday night, and I think that maybe that came to our heads a little bit, and we started off soft tonight, and we just couldn't get our composure back. We just couldn't quite find ourselves tonight.
All right, so it's a quick wrap up the girls' game. South closed down North's attack. Alyssa Kim took her scoring into the double digits. Kayla Campbell, Marissa Toti, and Jean Dulay all got in the actions for the Lady Spartans. North is now 1-1 in league, and South stands at 2-0. Let's go back to Ashley Morgado, who's at South.